Hey guys, welcome in. Um, this week we are going to talk about some football cards. We're going to talk about some 2023 cards that you can buy right now and grade and make some good profits on it. And then we're going to talk about a bunch of Jaden Daniels cards. So I'm hearing a lot of people on the internet stating right now that you want to stay away from Jaden Daniels cards because they're the riskiest plays out there. And I 100% disagree with them. Hey, Joel, welcome in. So I completely 100% disagree with what people are saying right now. I think Jaden Daniels is not the riskiest of the quarterback plays. I think he is one of the safest plays. And I'm going to give you 15 different cards of his that you can profit on. So there's a total of 30 card plays here today, 15 2023s, and then 15 Jaden Daniels plays. So a total of 30 plays to buy raw, crack, or buy raw and grade. Hey, welcome in, Bodini's. So let's get started. We're going to start. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Welcome in, Eli. So we're going to get started today with a big boy card. The first card up is going to be the most expensive card. Starting with the most expensive, we'll go backwards, but we're going to start with the Jaden Daniels cards. So for the starting a little bit late, I was stating so many people out there right now are on their podcast, sitting on their soapboxes saying, buy JJ McCarthy, buy Bo Nix, buy all these players because they've got more upside. Stay away from Jaden Daniels. Prices are too high, too risky. And I'm going to prove everybody wrong today. I'm going to give you 15 plays. So, all right, here we go. The first card up is going to be his 2024 downtown card. Now, again, this is the most expensive card. This is a big boy card. As you can see, the most recent sale was $1,330. There have been 81 sales of this card in the last 82 sales of this card in the last 30 days. So as big a dollar item as this is, it does transact relatively often. A PSA 9 on this card is going to fetch you $1,500. So it's going to cost you a little bit more to grade because it's a bigger dollar card. And it's going to cost you a little bit more in fees to sell because, when they take 10 or 12 or 15% of a big dollar amount. So a PSA 9, you will break even on, even though it looks like you're going to make $250 or $200. After fees and shipping, you'll probably break even on a PSA 9. However, a PSA 10 is $3,000. So you can dang near triple your money or pick up an easy $1,500 if you can get one of these to gem. So that is the first card up. Jaden Daniels downtown. Hey, welcome in, YOLO. All right. Let's go to card number 2. The rest of these will be much more affordable for everybody. So next card up is the Disco, Jaden Daniels Disco. This is the Prism. Now, for everybody that has tried to grade Prism cards so far, Prism grades extremely difficult this year. The gem rates are around 30% on average. Some are a little higher, some are a little lower. This is actually the highest gem rate of a Prism that's not an insert card for Jaden Daniels, which is why it's on this list. It's the Orange Disco or Disco. This card most recently sold for $106. There have been 261 sales of this in the last 30 days, so very easy card to come by. The 30-day average is $128. A PSA 9 is $155, so If you have to pay the 30-day average, you're going to break even. If you can get it for the most recent sale of 106, you're going to profit 10 or 15 bucks on a PSA 9. The gem rate on this card is 36%. So it's one of the better gem rates out there for 2024 so far. A PSA 10 is going for $477. So buy it for $100.25 and get a 10, and you're going to end up with 470 bucks. So you'll clear about 400. It'll be a nice 3xing of your money. So I really like that play for Jayden Daniels. Next play up is another Jayden Daniels. We're going to go to the Kaleidoscope. I really like these Kaleidoscope cards. I think they're kind of a cool card to collect. This card here, most recent sale was $300. There have been 24, even though these are a short print, there have been 24 of these that have sold in the last 30 days. So about one a day, which is pretty high for an SSP. The 30-day average is $283. You can see on the graph here, the last sale was a little bit of an uptick, but prior to that, the card had been falling. So I think if you're patient, you can probably find one in that $250 to $275 range. But if you just want to grab it and go, $300, you certainly should be able to get one for $300. PSA 9 is $455, so you're going to pick up $100 after grading fees and selling fees. You'll pick up a nice $100 on a PSA 9, and a PSA 10 is $709, and it does have a 33% gem rate. So 1 out of 3 of these, you're gonna a little more than double your money. So that is a cool card that should hold value all the way through the season, being it's an SSP. How did your SGC order come back, Mark? I've been disappointed with SGC. I'll be honest with you. I've got 3 orders in there right now. The first one that I did because I was going to try the velocity play at SGC, I still haven't gotten it back. All 3 orders are sitting there. The first order, they weren't much better than PSA, really. My first order I sent to SGC was almost a month ago now. And it sat there for 13 days before it ever got checked in. It got checked in, and now it's 12 days since they've received it, and still no grades have popped. Nothing has gotten shipped back. So I think SGC is running into some delays as well. They certainly do not have 2 and 3 week turnaround times like they're advertising. I am going on a month on the first one, and the second, I did it 1 each week. So I've got one there that's been a month, 1 3 weeks, and 1 2 weeks. The one that's 2 weeks old just got checked in. So SGC is not really moving that much faster than, I guess they might be a little faster than PSA, because PSA is going right now about 11 weeks for my turnaround, but have not been impressed. So I'm hoping that I get rewarded with a bunch of 10s, because if it takes this long and I get 9 5s, it's going to be an absolute brutal bloodbath. So stay tuned. I'll let you know how I do, Mark, but I'm getting a little bit worried about my SGC order. All right. Next up is going to be the red and green optic preview. I really like the red Pandoras, but the red Pandoras are a little bit too risky for me to put on this, just simply because if you get a PSA 9 on a red Pandora, you're losing money. And I don't like to share plays with you guys that you lose money on. So I picked out the plays that are the most conservative and best for profits. Let's take a look here. Yeah, YOLO. It is uptick in subs from grading. I'm guessing that $12 order SGC is getting slammed at $12 a card. So that's probably what it is. All right, here we go with the Jayden Daniels. So the Jayden Daniels, the red and green optic preview, $83.50 was the most recent sale. As you can see, 64 sales in the last 30 days. So about 2 per day. So again, a pretty easy card to come by. This card in a PSA 9 sells for $147. So even if you had to pay the 30-day average of $95 with your grading fee, you're still turning a profit on a PSA 9, albeit a small one, maybe $20, but a profit is profit, right? PSA 10 is $310, and it does have a 46% gem rate. So you got almost a 50-50 chance of doubling your money, almost tripling your money, really, because you'll have a little over $100 invested in it, and you're going to get $310 on the backside if you get a 10. So this is one of the plays of Jayden Daniels that I really like, because there's so much upside to it. All right, let's take a look at another one. Next up is the red, white, and blue Prism, Jayden Daniels. So this one has a lower gem rate. Just right out of the gate, I'm going to let you guys know this. I put it on there. Gem rates are only at 20%, but $80 for the most recent raw card. The 30-day average is 109, but you can see in that 30-day average, these cards are falling. They're free falling. I expect they're going to level off here pretty soon, but it wouldn't surprise me if they fell some more through the month of March. So you can be patient and try and get a good deal on one of these. A PSA 9 is $136. So that's why I have this on there, even though it's a low gem rate. You have about an 80% chance at a PSA 9, and the PSA 9 at $136, you're going to turn about a $15 profit after shipping, grading, and fees. So it's a profitable card at a 9. If you can end up getting a 10, you're 1 of 20%, 1 out of 5, $480. So it's a nice 4x of your profit. So a little bit riskier, a little bit higher reward if you get the 10. But the fact that you can still make money on this in a 9 is why I put it on there. All right, next up, another Jayden Daniels here. This is the Mosaic. So some call it the silver mosaic. Some are just calling it the mosaic base mosaic. It is essentially the silver mosaic with the mosaic design to it. Most recent sale, $28. 26 have sold in the last 30 days, so about one per day. The 30-day average is a little bit higher at $35, but whether you're 28 or 35, you're okay because you've got money to be made here. A PSA 9 is most recently $69, so even after eBay fees, you're going to break even on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 is $180, so you could essentially have $60 tied up, end up with 180, so you can 3x your money. It does have a 25% gem rate. It's a cheap enough entry point, so this is a card where you might want to try and buy 4 of them. You get 3 9s and break even, and then you triple your money on the 4th one, and that is how you can make your bankroll grow pretty quickly. That is all right, let's see. Take a look here at another one. Another Jayden Daniels. This is the pink camo mosaic. As you can see, this one's kind of up and down all over the place. It's been jumping around anywhere from about $25 to $42. Most recent sale was $26.75. There are 89 sales in the last 30 days, so about 3 per day. So super easy card to come by. The 30-day average is $35. With the way this is jumping around, I would want to try and get it for 30 or less. On the pink camo, a PSA 9 is $70. So again, you wash yourself even on a PSA 9 after fees and shipping. A PSA 10 is $156 though. So again, you can triple your money on a PSA 10. And this has a little bit higher. This is a 37% gem rate. So a better gem rate. You don't have to go out and buy 4 of them, buy 3 of them, and you should do just well. making some profits there. Next up is the green. So Elite is not typically a card that I chase, but when I ran the numbers on these, there are 2 Elite cards that actually do quite well. So this is the Elite Green Disco card 165. As you can see here on the screen, the most recent sale is $26. The 30-day average is $33. Again, 68 sales in the last 30 days, so a little better than 2 a day. A very easy card to come by right now. A PSA 9 is $67. So again, break even to making maybe $5 on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 has a 20% gem rate, but it's $168. So again, 3xing your money on a PSA 10. But again, with a 20% gem rate, you might have to go out and buy 5 of these, 4 or 5 of these, or have a really good eye and get lucky and only send in 1 or 2. All right, so next up is the green mosaic. So we had the silver mosaic. Now this is the green mosaic. They're fairly close in price. The green mosaic is a little bit cheaper. As you can see, $26.66. 140 of these in the last 30 days have sold. So a little better than 4, almost 5 per day. So very easy card to come by. You can buy these in multiples. The 30-day average is only $29. So this card is staying pretty steady in that $26 to $29 range. A PSA 9 is $55. So if you can stay under $30 with grading fees and shipping and eBay fees, when you sell it, you're going to break even on a PSA 9. And once again, a PSA 10 will triple your money at $160. So these are some cheap entry point cards that you can go after for Jayden Daniels, where you're going to have to play a little bit of the volume game in order to really hit the jackpot here, unless you get lucky and your first one you send in is right away a 10. But I would recommend buying 2, 3, 4, 5 of each of these because they're such a low dollar amount, and then you can go after them that way. All right. The next card up is the Jayden Daniels, the rookies. This is a really good looking card. I'm not a huge fan of the rookies typically, but this one's got a good look to it. It's got a good pose. It's only $14.78. 300 sales in the last 30 days. So talk about an easy card to come by. 10 sales per day of this card for the last 30 days. Again, you can see the movement on the graph from left to right. The thing is heading in a downward direction. So this card could get a little bit cheaper yet before they level off, typically in end of March, April, and then they start to climb going into summer. So right now, $15 to $20 is your target range. A PSA 9 sells for $50. So again, you're breaking even on a PSA 9. But like all the other ones, a PSA 10 is $155. So once again, you're going to break even on a PSA 10. So kind of a similar pattern here that you guys are seeing. It's break even on a PSA 9 and triple your money on a PSA 10. So this here, we did this one already. Why did that sneak back in there? All right. Well, let me see if I can't get rid of some of these. This is what happens when you get 20 of them on your screen all the time. But anyways, while I'm clearing some of these out, might as well talk about the PSA news that's going on right now. Everybody's seems to be talking about the tariffs and getting opinions on the tariffs and things. So I do think that hopefully this will lessen their workload. So the tariffs will, with them shutting down their grading to the other countries, Canada, Mexico, and China. I don't know how much business they got from them, to be honest with you, but I do think that the bigger picture here could be that you could see card supplies go up. You could see, because a lot of plastics we get from overseas, you could end up seeing penny sleeves and top loaders, and you could even see grading fees go up really if the plastic for the that they use for the holders is from somewhere else, some other country. You could see that go up as well. So lunchtime with Dr. Crack. Hey Shane, welcome in. We are talking some football cards here. We're on a roll with Jayden Daniels. There's 15 Jayden Daniels plays, and then there's 15 plays for 2023, because I like to go back to the well and look a year behind, because that's typically where you can make a lot of money in football. So, all right, next up, we have another elite card. This one is serial numbered to 999. So this is one I wouldn't wait real long on, because the longer you wait, the more V cards will get graded. The more cards that get graded, the less likely you're going to end up with one that hasn't already been through the system. So as you can see, this one here is already on a backward. It's swinging back up. I think because it's a serial numbered card, this one's probably not going to drop as much as some of the others. $58 was the most recent sale. 30-day average is 53. I think as long as you're in that 60 or under range for one of these, you're fine, because a PSA 9 sells for $95. So you're going to at least break even on a PSA 9 on one of these. A PSA 10 is $335. So you're going to have a real nice couple $100 return on this if you can end up getting a PSA 10. And this does have a 20% gem rate again. So you are looking at, buying 4 or 5, or getting lucky buying a couple of them, and with a real good eye, you can send in. You don't need to send in 5 to get that. So, all right. Next up is going to be the green prismatic Jayden Daniels. We have 4 more Jayden Daniels plays to go here. The inserts for the Prism are grading at a much better gem rate than the actual cards themselves, the standard base set cards, because the base set cards, as I mentioned in the previous, they have roller lines or print lines, as well as when you flip them over, the back right top corner is all black, the bottom right corner is all black, and they are a mess. I've ripped several boxes of these, and they are a mess right out of the package. So you really got to pay attention if it's not an insert. The inserts seem to be grading pretty well. So here's a prismatic. It's the green parallel, $15.25 most recent sale, 149 sales. So about 4, almost 5 per day for the last 30 days. The 30-day average is $17. So $15 to $17 range should be fine. You're going to get a $50 return on a PSA 9 right now. So break even to maybe making $5. A PSA 10 is 103. So you're going to double, almost triple your money on a PSA 10. So that is another one. Oh, and the gem rate on that is 38%. So it's a little bit higher than the standard cards that you're seeing around the 30% range. All right, take a look at another Jayden Daniels. This next one here is going to be a Fireworks Green Ice. So I've got the green ice, and the next card up is going to be the green. The The fireworks are a good looking card. They sell well. They're popular. 25.50 is the most recent sale. $27 is the 30-day average, so they're hovering right around that $25 to $30 range. 83 sales, so about 3 a day for the last 30 days. A PSA 9 is $80, so you're going to turn a profit on a PSA 9. So this makes it a little bit more attractive, being there's a profit on a 9. And then the PSA 10 is $148. So again, a triple up of your money on a PSA 10. This does have currently a 31% gem rate. So this is a little bit closer to the standard 30% range that you're seeing with the 2024 Prisms. Mark is asking, in general, all these are pump and dump plays. I noticed looking back at CJ Stroud numbers last year, prices consistently dropped through summer, no real spikes. Yes, Mark, not really a pump and dump. What you're going to see is they'll plateau. Like if you see CJ Stroud, he plateaued, his cards plateaued in around middle to end of May. They really plateaued, kind of stayed even through June and July. And then he started the season and he started bad. And then they just continued to tank from there. I think that with Jaden Daniels, the trade that you just got with Deebo Samuel coming over, there's going to be some good hype there. I do think that because it's a new product, they're only been out for 3 months. I do think that you will see some of these cards continue to slide, but if you get them now and get them back in 60 to 90 days, there's going to be profits to be had there. So if you want, that's why I'm doing the 15 Jaden Daniels plays, and then I'm doing 15 from 2023, because the 2023 cards are certainly going to be less risky. So that is a very good question that Mark brings up, or brought to everybody's attention. If Jaden Daniels follows the same play as CJ Stroud did last year, you could see the cards continue to drop throughout the summer. But there's time to get these cards in, get them graded, and make money on them. I'm making these plays with confidence. So 2024, here's the green, not the ice, but the green Prism. And to Mark's point, you can see everything is steadily going a little bit down to the right. These cards are at a pretty cheap price point, so I don't think they're going to drop too much more. $12.46 is the most recent sale. $15 is the 30-day average. So 12 to $15, 222 sales in the last 30 days. So again, a very, very easy card to come by. The PSA 9 sells for $55, so you're going to break even on a 9. PSA 10's $100, so again, closer to a triple up on your money if you get the PSA 10. All right, next card I believe is the last Jaden Daniels card, and then we will move on to the 2023 plays, which might be a little bit safer. All right, the last one is the green press proof Don Russ. $15.60 is the most recent sale. 30-day average was $19. 71 sales, so a little better than 2 per day. PSA 9 is $65, so you're going to make money on a PSA 9. PSA 10 is $195, so you're going to quadruple your money on a PSA 10. But anytime you can get a card where you're going to turn a small profit on a PSA 9, it is certainly worth the risk to go ahead and take that risk. I love plays where 9s get me a little bit of a profit. Shane said, tried buying up some Jaden Prism, but they were all trash, so I had to sell raw. I'm putting all my money into Caitlin Prism right now with the plan to grade and sell right away. That's a good plan, Shane. What I'm finding with buying the Prism, if you look for the people that have really good pictures and the close-ups of the backs of the cards, and if they don't, I'm asking the seller to send me some, and pretty much everybody's obliged when I've asked that. They've sent the pictures, and you can get a pretty good idea of if they're gonna have a good looking, be able to be gradable based on the pictures. So I've had some really good luck with buying some of those Prisms. Initially, the ones I was buying were very much like yours. They were all trash, and I was flipping them raw. The last, I would say, almost 20 out of the last 25 cards that I've bought now have all been good enough that I've sent them in for grading. Don't have the grades back yet, so we'll see what they grade, but I'm going to try and make some of those plays. The inserts on the 2024 is where I think the money could be made, because the inserts have a much better gem rate than the other ones. Yeah, and outside of the Prisms, you can make your plays. That's why I do this, guys. I give you a whole bunch of options that have the ability to break even on a 9 or profit on a 9 and make good money on a 10. I do this so that there's a variety from very inexpensive to expensive, like the downtown. I try to give a little bit of something for everybody. So now the next cards that we're going to work our way into are going to be the 2023 class. So less risky because they have already depreciated. So what we're going to take a look at doing here is seeing if we can't profit on the cards from a year ago. Still new enough that you should be able to get some good ones, and they still should gem just fine. So first up is Zay Flowers, his Downtown D17. It's a $360 entry point. The 30-day average is 357, so it's staying pretty steady around 360. 17 sales in the last 30 days, so about one every other day. A PSA 9 is $405. So a break even on a PSA 9, you might actually lose 10 or 15 bucks depending upon where you sell it. If you sell it on eBay, you might lose 10 or 15 bucks on a PSA 9 with shipping and eBay fees. However, on a PSA 10, it's $504. So you can make a nice 150, 200 bucks on a PSA 10. So that is one option for 2023. They get better as we go here. So next up is, I think, what did I do there? I just did the same thing. All right, we're going to ignore that one and we'll go to the next one. All right, here we go. Next up is again a Zay Flowers. I really like this insert. This is the explosive from Absolute. It's kind of, it's not as short printed as the Downtowns, I don't think, but they're cool looking, and that allows them to be very liquid because people like them. I like them. $118 was the most recent sale. There have been 8 in the last 30 days, so about one every 3 days. The 30-day average is 122 bucks, so right around that $120 mark is what you can expect to spend. A PSA 9 most recently sold for $160, so it's a break even on a 9. A PSA 10 most recent sale was $238, so you're going to pick up about $100 on a PSA 10. All right, next up is Jackson Smith Enigma. This is his Contenders rookie ticket auto, playoff ticket numbered to 149. So it's a serial numbered card in a rookie ticket auto form. It's affordable for a rookie auto. It's $55 is the most recent sale. The 30-day average is 51, so pretty steady average. Only 5 sales in the last 30 days, so about 1 per week is selling. So this one takes a little bit more effort to find. However, a PSA 9 is $115. So you're going to profit about $40 after fees on a PSA 9. So that makes it kind of fun. Only 18 of the 149 of these have been graded by the big four. So that's SGC, CGC, PSA, and BGS, Beckett. Only 18 of them. So that leaves 131 of these still ungraded out in the wild. And there have been 4 PSA 10s. It does gem at about a 25% gem rate. So about 1 in 4. However, 0 of the PSA 10s have been sold or have hit the market yet. There are none listed, and there have been no sales. So that first PSA 10 to hit the market is going to establish the market. But with the fact that you can make almost $50 on a PSA 9, I'm going to guess that PSA 10 when it hits is probably going to be in that 250 range, which would be a nice 3 to 4xing of your money. So that is a nice way to go get into the rookie ticket auto field for a card that's not so current. All right, Mark is saying, I know I probably seem like a pain to some sellers, but with all this cracking of 9s and reselling as raw, I've been messaging all the cards I'm buying and asking if they pulled themselves and clean. Yeah, Mark, it's really a pet peeve of mine. The integrity of some people that they would be willing to do that. I have no use for that. I know it's a way to make a profit, and it's America, and integrity means something to me. It's something that I will never do. I really think that the people that do that, if you know people that do that, those are people I would never buy a card from. I just wouldn't trust them. I can't imagine people thinking that that's okay. That just drives me nuts. So, all right. Next up, Jahmyr Gibbs. This is a color match. I'm a sucker for color match. Reactive Blue Mosaic. And this is a cheap color match. When I saw this, I got excited because I thought I'm going to make this play probably several times. I'm going to try and buy a bunch of these. With a $10 entry point, I could see myself buying 5 to 10 of these if I could get some clean ones. 15 sales in the last 30 days, so about 1 every other day. The 30-day average is $10, so it's holding pretty steady around a $10 card. When you take a look at this card, and a PSA 9 is $35, so you are really close to breaking even. You might lose $5 on an eBay fee with a PSA 9, but it has a 60% gem rate. And the PSA 10s are nearly $100. So you can easily triple your money, almost quadruple your money on a 10 with a 60% gem rate and a $10 entry point buy-in. I really like this play, especially being color match, which is, to me, I'm a sucker for color matches. Joel is saying he knows a few that think it's okay. Yeah, I know people that do it too. I know several people that do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I just don't want to do it. So Anyways, all right. To each their own, I guess. Um, I'll do things my way. They can do things their way. That's fine. The hobby's big enough for all of us. All right. The next card up is a Bijan Robinson. And the Bijan Robinson is the Rookie Kings card. Rookie Kings, $54 is the most recent sale. There have been 5 of these sold in the last 30 days, so this is a much harder card to come by. This 30-day average is $69. However, a PSA 9 sells for $95, so there's room to be had there if you can get it closer to the most recent comp. You might even turn a small profit on a PSA 9. The PSA 10 is $140. So this is a card that you can go get a Bijan Robinson, and it doesn't have anything to do with performance. These plays don't have anything to do with performance. You just got to go get the cards and get them graded. Hopefully you can get 60 to 70% gem rate and you're dancing in some money. So, all right. Next up, Anthony Richardson, Kaleidoscope. Here's another Kaleidoscope card. Anthony Richardson is a bit of a risky play because nobody seems to know if he's even going to have a starting job. However, these shorter print collectible cards tend to hold their value, and really I don't think anybody's going to know until preseason starts this summer. So I think these plays of Anthony Richardson, there's 3 of them in a row here. I think they are safe as long as you get them graded, get them back, and get them sold before the start of the season. Hopefully you'll get them sold by June. These plays should hold true and stay with some pretty good profit ranges. The 30-day average is $76 because there was only 1 sale in the last 30 days. I had to go out to 90 days to find 2 sales. That brought the average up to $126. But as you can see, that card is sliding because of Anthony Richardson's unknown prowess for the start of next season. But if you can get it at $76, a PSA 9 sells for $105. So you're going to break even on a 9. And the PSA 10 last sold for $465. So lots of profit margin there to be had if you end up getting a PSA 10. Shane is saying, yep, Joel, Lefty was telling Paul the other day how he bought a PSA 5 Caleb Williams for $8 and is going to crack it and sell it raw for $13. Yeah, I don't watch that show anymore. I find myself, my blood pressure goes up when I watch that show, so I just can't do it anymore. I like those guys. They were some very good friends of mine for better part of a year. I don't agree with that part of their philosophy, and some of the stuff they say and do on that show it just makes my blood pressure boil, which is why I'm on my own. If I don't like what's being said on this show here, I got nobody to blame but myself. So all right. Next card up, we're going to take a look at an Anthony Richardson stained glass. So stained glass, $150. You've got 3 sales in the last 30 days, so about 1 every 10 days. 30-day average is 162. This is a super short print card. Stained glass is a set that a lot of people put together. So this is a card I think is pretty safe to go after. A PSA 9 is $213. So you're for sure going to break even on a 9. A PSA 10 is $275, and it has a 72% gem rate. I'm going to roll back. The Kaleidoscope, I forgot to tell you guys, the Kaleidoscope has an 85% gem rate. The stained glass has a 72% gem rate. So when you've got that high of a gem rate, I really think that if you can find one of these that looks good, these are some nice plays to have and to make, just because that is a really, really high gem rate. You don't see too many gem rates that high. Yeah, my goal was not to have this show turn into a bashing those guys show, so I'm not going to comment. You guys can keep commenting. It is what it is. All right. Moving on to the next one. Next card up is a Anthony Richardson Prism rookie autograph silver. This card is $133. That's super cheap for what could be a starting quarterback. 4 sales in the last 30 days. So again, about one every 7 or 8 days. 30-day average is 143. A PSA 9 is $200, so you're going to turn a profit on a 9, and a PSA 10 is $315, so you're going to do a little better than doubling up of your money. It does have a 49% gem rate, so another card that you can make some dough on. All right, we are just about to the end here, guys. All right, next up, we have a CJ Stroud Optic Blue, numbered to 199. There have been 97 of these graded at the 4 major grading companies. So about half of all of these cards have been graded. So this is going to be a little bit tougher because you've only got about 100 cards left in the wild to choose from. And some of those might be some schmuck that thinks they're funny, bought it in a PSA 7 or 8 and they're cracking it because it sells more for raw. I don't know. So this one is a little bit riskier play, but the 30-day average is 150. Both sales of this card have been $150. A PSA 9 was 195, so it's about a break even. PSA 10, $550. So you can triple your money on a PSA 10. Very good way to make some profit here. It does have a 30% gem rate. So for a chance to pick up almost $400 profit, a 30% chance, I threw that play in there because I thought it was something that you guys might like. All right. CJ Stroud Silver Prism Rookie Variation. This card here sells most recently for $65. The 30-day average is $80. 23 sales, so almost one a day. PSA 9 is $85, so you might lose $10 with eBay fees and grading on a PSA 9. This is probably one of the more risky plays from a PSA 9 standpoint. However, a PSA 10 is $240. CJ Stroud is one of the players that you're hearing a lot of people say they believe that his cards are a good investment coming into the season. He could have a bounce back year if his receivers stay healthy, depending upon what they do in the draft. They've got a good team. You could see Stroud cards have a bounce back year. I'm not recommending you hang on to them to find out. You get these graded, get them back, get them sold. In a PSA 10, the card's $240, so you can triple to quadruple your money. Get in, get out, and let the other guys worry about whether or not they're going to lose money by holding into the season. Search the number out of 199 sold, and you can find it was cracked. Yes, especially if it's sold on eBay. Yes, Mark, you are correct. If you search 130 point, and if it was sold on any of the major marketplaces in a graded, you can find out that way before you go spending the money. So that very good point, Mark. And that's definitely something I would recommend doing with only 100 of them left out there in the wild. All right. Bryce Young, another player here. You got a downtown $430, 30-day average is $398. So it's hovering right around that 4.25 mark for the last 30 days. I was surprised to see 17 sales, so about one every other day. PSA 9 is $475, so about a break even. With the eBay fees, you're probably going to be down $15 after eBay fees on a 9. However, a 10 is $758, so you can pick up a $300 profit on a 10. These cards do gem at a 36% gem rate if you want to try and play in that downtown market. And let's see here. We should be able to finish up with the Orange Ice. So 2023 Bryce Young Prism Orange Ice raw is $12.50. 30-day average is $20. There have been 7 of these sales. This and a PSA 9 sells for $45. So break even on a 9. PSA 10 is $90. So you're going to double your money on a PSA 10. It does have a 34% gem rate. So those are some plays that you can make some money on. Football cards. I can do an episode on all the rest of the 2024 guys, maybe the next time. Sitting on a bunch, Mark said, sitting on a bunch of Stroud and Young cards to grade between holding off. This isn't a good sell window for them. Thoughts, figured their selling windows closer to preseason. Yes, absolutely, Mark. If you want to try and time the market with getting them back graded, typically they peak mid-June to end of July is when they start, people start looking at cards for the national. So end of June to end of July is kind of the peak. So if you figure 3 months to get them back from PSA to be safe, you probably want to send them in early to mid-April. So you got another 6 weeks to sit on them before you get them in a submission if you want to get them back for peak selling season. So I hope these were enjoyable. Hope you can find some gems in there. Give you an opportunity to go buy some football cards and make some money. And YOLO, you are welcome. Glad that I can help out. Again, the next one I do, I'm torn. If you want to give me some feedback, let me know. I'm torn. I'm either going to do a Kobe Bryant episode like I did with the Michael Jordan for Kobe Bryant cards, or I'm going to do some more football, which I will be talking about the rest, everybody other than Jaden Daniels, then for the 2024 cards to get ready for the summer. I plan on doing both of them. It's just a matter of which one I do first or next. Shane is saying Kobe. I like doing those episodes where you focus on one person, especially cards where it's one of the greatest of all times. So Shane is saying Kobe is a PC, so he loves buying up his stuff. So all right, the Kobe episode is coming, as is a 2024 football. So I got Shane's vote for Kobe. Guys, send me a message. Let me know if anybody else has a preference, if you want to see more football in the next one, or if you want to see Kobe. I'm going to do them both, just a matter of in which order. So we'll go by whatever, as many of you tell me. We'll go by popular demand here. So, all right, guys, as always, you got any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, send me a message. If any of you need my cell phone or want my cell phone, hit me up on instant messenger on Instagram, and I am more than happy to give you my cell phone number so we can text or call or do whatever there as well. All right, guys, enjoy your week. Happy hunting. Good luck, and go get some of them PSA 10s. We'll talk to you later.